What is up, roomies? My name is Matthew Makak, and if this is your first time on the channel, well, welcome on into Room 51. I am doing a solo playthrough of Conquest Princess Fashion is Power by Fight in a Box Games. So this is a totally cooperative style game, but we're going to be playing this solo. And when you play this solo, you have to play with all four characters. No matter what player can, you have to play with all four characters. Usually I don't like that, but it really works in this game, and I see why you have to. So let's get on into it. Essentially, the theme of the game right now, so there are like 4 different missions that you could go on in this game. We are doing the standard mission, so that's mission 1. Technically, there's a tutorial mission, so this is mission 2. The tutorial mission, you essentially cannot lose. It just takes you through the rules and everything. This is where things get crazy. This is a very hard game to win, I have found. I have not actually beaten this game yet, and I have tried several times, but let's see if we could do it today. I might make some suboptimal moves just so I could show you different things and how they work. But yeah. So, the theme of the game, what is happening in the story right now? Essentially, we are going up against the fashion tyrant Mugaga, who has stolen our Conquest Princess, which is our giant freaking robot. Luckily, our pets, our co-pilot pets, were on the Conquest Princess doing some maintenance. So they actually were able to deconstruct the Conquest Princess and just put it into its components. However, the pets were trapped into the Conquest Princess itself. So our main objective is to reconstruct the Conquest Princess and save our pets, our co-pilot pets up there. There's 4 of them. Essentially, what we'll have to do is get all 20 dice onto this board before we lose. Okay? We lose when this deck runs out, this power-up deck. And fashion is power in this game. So this is going to have some fashion upgrades that we can use for our players. But there's going to be certain things in the game that cause us to burn some of these cards, which is not great. So, once this deck is totally out, we have lost the game. Fashion is power. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to give this beautiful starting player metal token. I got all the upgraded bits and everything from this Kickstarter. I backed everything, including the expansion, Knight of the Necropede. But anyway... so everything that you see here is upgraded components. And I even have these upgraded, what's it called, standees, that also light up. I don't know if you can really tell, that they're lit up in the light time. There's a lot of light coming into this room, so you can't quite tell that they're lit up. But they do light up, and it's very cool. But that's when they transform, and I'll get into transformations later. So that's very, very cool. I kind of think of this game as a smash-up between Star Trek and Steven Universe. If you've watched any of those, which is very, very cool. So let us roll to see who's going to go first. We're going to say this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see. Alright, 2. So green is going first. So I'm going to give green the tiara. So green is going to go first. And green is non-binary, so their pronouns are they, them. Now, on your turn, let me show you. I'm going to take these coins off for a second. On your turn, whoops, you take up to 4 actions, okay? And each of those actions has you choose between 3 different actions that you could choose. So there's the move, the shoot, and engage action. Hopefully you can see that. I know it's kind of bright in here. But anyway, so move, shoot, and engage. That is what you're doing. When you engage, that ends your turn. So usually you are leaving that to the last action that you want to take. Now, green's special ability, however, is that my first engage does not end my turn. So, and I could tell that from their core power suit, which is cool. We are going to skip the event phase and everything right now, because we go straight into the action. We even skip the lock and load right now, which I'll explain as the game goes on. But right now, the first thing that green can do is take one starting ability. Now, he does. They don't have a starter ability, but blue does. Blue has take a power cube from the Titan field. Now, since they are all on the same space, um, green is sharing a space with blue. They can actually use her power, her special power. So we're going to take one cube from the Titan field and place it here. And now what that gives us is a fifth action that we can take if we want to. Or we could save it up. If we save it up if we have 4 cubes and we perform a specific sequence of actions, we get to transform. Okay? So that's sort of the choice there. Now let's see, what does green want to do? So green is really great at engaging. This is a crisis management game, so we want to make sure that we're not losing health, that the ship, the Tiara itself, Tiara stands for Temporal Intergalactic Armed Response Agency, which I just love. The green has to decide, do we want to take out this minion here that could cause damage to the Tiara or to our fellow agents? Or do they want to go off to some of these boards and start collecting dice? You can also collect dice on the Tiara. There's dice out here. And I think that we are actually going to do that. We're going to move 1, so into the Mendery. We're going to move this die that's over here into the mission board. And now, the way we actually unlock these pets is if we fulfill this full column here, we get to take the pet and give it to one of our agents. And remember, the way we win is if we unlock all 4 of these pets. If we complete a row here, we're going to get some sort of special benefit, some sort of special ability. So, green did 2 actions so far. I kind of want them to move back into the teleporter, engage with the teleporter in order to actually teleport to one of these boards. I'm thinking they're going to, let's see. Green is really good at going to this invasion board because they can engage multiple times. And this invasion board wants you to engage plenty of times. Now, I can only teleport to places with this symbol here. Hopefully you can see it. It's the teleport symbol. Which is on 3 spaces on these 3 battlefields. The thing I'm thinking about is if I go here, there's no colors that I can really get, because when I get the die, the first die that I pick up, it has to be on this bottom line. Okay, so one of the purple dice. But every other die that I pick up has to orthogonally be adjacent to a die that's already on the board. Over here, there's no dice that I can really pick up. It would be considered a miss if I actually shot one of these aliens that's holding a component of the Conquest Princess, and it would be considered a miss. So that would kind of suck. I don't want to do that. So what I might do is I might just engage, come over to here. So I'm teleporting over to the Mecropede. What's it called? The Mecapede. And now that doesn't necessarily end my turn because of Green's special ability. I can use this cube to take a 5th action. Do I want to do that? And if I do, what would I do with it? I don't think I want to do anything just yet. Yeah, we're gonna have Green not do anything. So, c'est la vie. Their ability doesn't really come into play right now. So next up is Red. We're gonna go sort of like in a clockwise order here. So Red goes next, and Red is really good at shooting because their core power suit says that their first shoot with this core suit each turn, they get to draw 2 tiles, then return 1. So that's what happens when you shoot in this game. You're going to draw from the Bag of Destiny, and the Bag of Destiny will decide if your shoot was a hit, a miss, or a critical fail. And critical fails are terrible because not only do you miss, but you also lose health, which is not great. So I think we're going to have Red move into the wardrobe and shoot this minion. So let's shoot, and let's draw from the Bag of Destiny. So they get to draw 2 tiles and then choose one to keep. And they got a miss and a miss. Oh my goodness. So they are really good at hitting, but they could be really accurate. But my drawing skills are quite bad. So what happens is they're going to choose one of these. So one will go back into the bag. This miss is actually going to go onto their board. And we'll see why that matters a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and shoot again. Now, it was only their first shot where they got to choose 2 out of the bag. This one, they only choose 1. Let's see. There are 15 hits in this bag, by the way. There's only 5 misses and 4 critical failures. And I drew 2 out of the 5, which is crazy. Oh, one just dropped out, so we're going to keep that one. And that, my friends, is a hit right there. That is the symbol for hit. So we're going to destroy this minion. This hit goes onto the board there, and this minion goes off to the side. So not too bad, not too great either. What do we need to do? Oh, I forgot to take the starting ability for Red. Since Red was sharing a space with Blue, she gets a power cube. By the way, Blue, it uses she, her pronouns. She is a trans woman, and that is very cool. I really like that. I actually messaged the designer saying that I headcanoned this, that she is a trans woman. I don't know why. The artwork made me feel like she was a trans woman. I don't know why. And then the designer let me know that that is canon. It's actually in the rule book. And I totally missed that. It's on page like 6 or something. Definitely read the little story. If you have this game, read the little stories in the rule book because they're really flavorful and they tell you a little bit about each of the agents, which is very cool. And she particularly has a really cool story. Now that we know this, I want to move into comms, and I'm going to use my cube to move again so I can move this red die up here. So now we're opening up our spaces a little bit as to what we can get around here. Okay. So that was Red's turn. Now we're over to Blue. So her starter ability, she gets this cube from the Titan field. Now, usually, because of Blue's special ability of taking a power cube from the Titan field as a starter action, she's usually the one to transform first, if anybody does transform. Sometimes it doesn't make sense for anybody to transform in the game because you're doing other things. Hopefully I get to show you somebody to transform. I might just do a suboptimal move anyway just to show you the transform sequence and everything because it's really cool. And, okay. So that was Red's turn. So now we're at Blue. Blue took her her cube. And now what does she want to do? She could move this one red die over to here, which I think she'll do. No, you know what? The ones are not really out on the board yet. There is this green one all the way over there, but that's going to be very difficult to get to, at least for right now. So I think we're going to hold off on this one. What I'd like to do instead is move to engineering, move the green to here. Now, whenever you place a green die on one of these spaces, you get to reveal that that column's pet. So let's see what we will get here. Ooh, the Infinite Corn. This is a new one that I've not seen before. So this can go either to red or the green player. That's what it's denoting. And it says, starter, use any visible pet's ability or agent suit's function this round instead of your own. Any visible pet's ability or agent's suit function this round instead of your own. Oh, wow. So I think that means that even if these pets are just visible, so nobody even has them just yet, this is the way I'm reading it, you can use their ability. And you don't even have to share a space, and you get to use an agent suit function this round instead of your own. That's pretty cool. So we're going to keep that there, and hopefully we could get that soon. Now, here's the thing that I'm thinking about, and I think I'm going to show you this. We have 2 actions left that we can take. You know what? I want to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to move to the Mendery, and I'm going to engage with the Mendery. Now, normally when I engage with the Mendery, it says that I can heal 2 armor patches on 1 agent in the Mendery. So this is where I get to heal if I'm in the Mendery. Or I can launch this tile. And I think I'm going to do that. I don't know why I have these sideways. I'm just making a mess everywhere. And let me turn this wardrobe to look like this. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to launch this tile into the bag. So there's a bit of a bag building element in this game. So there's a bit of a pusher luck, bag building, crisis management system that is happening in this game. So I am going to I'm going to launch this tile into the bag. We're going to give it a shape. And that'll be the end of Blue's turn. I want her to save up her cube so that way she can ultimately transform and become a better, cooler version of herself. Now we're off to Purple. So Purple uses she, they pronouns. And so she's non-binary, which is cool. And I think for her, she's going to go ahead and move into the wardrobe. She's going to move that blue 2 onto here. So now we're getting very close to getting that infinite horn. Now, where's the purple 2? There is no purple 2 out just yet. And the reason being, this invasion battle board has other sides to these. So when these invade, they're going to shift down, and this is going to go ahead and flip over. Okay? And as we can see, the purple 2 will come out later. So we have to wait that out. Now, it's not great when things invade because tension rises, but we do need that to flip. So I think what I want to do, so she has 2 more actions. Now, Purple's core suit, she's got interdimensional shell. This agent space is a teleporter space. So she could teleport from wherever she is, and other agents can teleport to her if they use the teleporter, which is really cool. Or if they're on her space, they can teleport to another space. So she acts as a mobile teleporter, which is dope. So I think what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and move this tile back into the bag, because this is a hit. Otherwise, this would stay out here, and there's only then 14 hits left in the bag. So I want to move this back into the bag. We're going to shake that up. And for my last action, I'm going to engage. Now, I could engage the wardrobe, where essentially I would get to reshuffle all discarded power-ups back into the deck. Or I can launch one of these tiles into the bag. And what this does is it lets me, not only is it considered a hit, it allows me to gain a power-up from the display here. But I think instead what I'm going to do is teleport. Because she's a teleport space, I can teleport from wherever they are. So I'm going to teleport right to, so it has to go either here or here. And right now we can't, we could get the blue. I'm gonna teleport here. And see what happens. And that essentially ends her turn. We're back to green. They were the first player, so actually that ends the action phase for this round. We are going to go into the event phase now. Um, each mission has its own deck of cards. So we're playing the standard mission, Pet Rescue. So we're playing with the Pet Rescue deck of cards. We have a choice from the telemetry. Telemetry. I have a hard time saying some of these words. And we get to decide, do we want to do this or this event? I'm going to decide, so I'm going to first decide what I'm doing, and then I'll explain what happens, like what these cards are actually talking about. So I can either do the frontal assault or take cover. And I think that I'm going to do the frontal assault. So what this is telling me, so we are going from left to right on this card. So first we do the invasion battleground. An invasion, so this arrow here is saying that essentially I have to move this one space to the left. Which is not terrible. It's not great, that's not really what I wanted to happen, but it is what it is. And then all the aliens in the column that is matching your agent, they're all going to shoot. Okay, that's what that means. For each undamaged alien, you would take health damage. You would take one point of damage. And 1 point of damage means you lose one of these armor patches that are attached to your person. Now, since purple is in a planetary shield place, so both of these are planetary shield spaces, they're protected. So she does not take any form of damage. So this symbol essentially means nothing to me for this round. Then we go to the tiara. It tells us where minions spawn. So a minion spawns on Sector 5. Then they all attack. All minions attack. The first thing they would do is attack any agent that's in the space. If there are no agents there, they're going to attack the tiara itself, that sector. Now, red is there, so red is actually going to take a point of damage. So they're going to lose one of their armor patches. Then we're going to spawn another one in Sector 4. Okay? And then the Mechapede would go, but Mechapede has nothing here, so the Mechapede is going to do nothing for this round. And then it says to disintegrate this card. Most likely because this is an easier event to deal with, so it goes out of the game. Because eventually you might have to reshuffle some of these cards back into the deck. But these cards, these easier cards to deal with, won't be back in there then. Okay, so we did that, and we're going to reveal. Okay, so this is a crisis card, which, by the way, when you set up this game, you have to set it up that there is no crises that come out. You keep drawing until a regular event is in both of these spaces. But right now, I just drew a crisis card, and it says risky shooting. So we can either add a hit and 2 misses to the bag, or we add a critical fail and a power-up tile to the bag. Now, I don't usually take this second option, but it's early enough in the game where I would kind of like to. I think it might be interesting. It's a little bit riskier, I think, than this top portion here, but whatever. I'm going to show you how to lose this game, which I was probably going to lose anyway, because I am pretty bad at this game. So we are going to place one of these power-up tokens, or tiles, into the bag. And we're going to take from the sideboard here a critical fail and put this into the bag. So the critical fail, remember, not only is it a miss, it also does damage to that agent that just shot. So that could be really risky business. And then we disintegrate and draw again. Let's see what we've got. And we have another one. Okay, I hate this card. I'm not sure I even completely understand this card. But it's Wardrobe Malfunction. Crisis. Placed on any agent's core suit. They lose core suit function until removed. The way I'm reading that, when it says until removed, that means that they have to transform in order to remove it. That's the only way that I understand it can be removed. This means that it cannot go on green, otherwise green will never be able to transform because we need green's power suit in order to do 2 engages in one action phase, and green's transform sequence needs you to do 2 engages. So green can't really take this card without removing it. I'm going to place it on... If this was later in the game, I would place it on blue. But right now, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is actually place it on purple. There's a lot of teleporters out, so I don't think we necessarily need her to be a teleporter. So, yeah. I don't know if that's the right move. You tell me in the comments what you would have done, who you would have placed it on. I don't like placing it on red because I like having that extra shot every turn, or a little more accuracy. So, but I don't know. That's usually who I wind up putting it on if it's not later in the game. If blue already had pretty much 4 cubes here, I would have put it on blue. But she doesn't, so purple got it. Okay. And now we do this. Okay, we got a regular event. Perfect. Now, the way to choose who the next first player is, we have to see their load, okay? Who has anything in their action spaces. So now red has this tile in their action space. So red can't go first because they're carrying a load. It's the person with the least amount of load who gets to go first. So now really we have a choice between blue, green, or purple. And I'm going to choose... Let's go ahead and choose blue. Blue is going to go first. So she has her starting ability. She's going to take this cube. We're going to move this on up as part of our lock and load stage. So she's loading up. And now I think what she's going to do, she's going to shoot this minion. Because this board can become swarmed with minions all of a sudden, and it's not good. The tiara starts becoming malfunctioning, and it just becomes really bad very quickly. So we're going to go ahead and shoot this minion down, hopefully get a hit. Let's see what we got, and it is a critical fail! Good job, Blue! That's terrible. Okay, so we're going to place this. Anytime you miss or critically fail, it goes onto your player board here. She loses 1 health. And I'm going to go ahead and just shoot again. Stay loving. There we go. Let's do it. A hit. Okay, so she hit the dude, the minion. So this goes there. The minion comes off. And now she is in the Mentory. She could just engage and heal that back up. Or she could do other things. And I think she is going to do other things. I think she's going to go ahead and move to the engineering. And I think that she's going to engage with engineering to launch this tile into the bag. And what this tile does is not only is it a hit, but it also gives you a power cube from the Titan field. So we're going to place that in the bag. We're building the bag up, baby. We have almost all of the tiles that you could place into the bag in there, except for this one. So I would say we're doing pretty good with the bag building portion. I don't know if that's the optimal move, but we're doing it because it's cool to have more cool things in your bag. So that was Blue's turn. Again, I'm going to save these cubes up, and anyway, I engaged. That ends her turn anyway. So now we're wrapping around. Purple is going to go. So, she can't get this green die yet. This is a green 4, which is over here, which is adjacent to nothing. What we really needed was for green to go next and get this green 3 there. So that way this would be helpful. So instead, I think that purple, so first of all, let's move these up. We're going to lock and load. She's going to move one space here. She's going to move this 3 over here. And then let's move back here. Oh. And is that it? Is that all she does? I guess so. I think that's all she's going to do there. So not a great move, and she locked out on an action. So, terrible turn. That was probably bad. Bad thing to do. I do really want to show you how... Oh, you know what? Okay, we're going to engage and teleport from here to here. Because I want to be here. That way we could get possibly this 3 blue, which we are allowed to get. So we're setting them up for next turn. Now it's green's turn. So we're going to lock and load. I think that we're going to move twice. 1, 2. We're going to move again to move this 3 back into the mission board. Do we shoot? I think that we do. Why not? Let me show you. So we're going to shoot this Mechapede. So let's see. Hopefully they hit. And it's a hit! Okay. So now, when you hit the Mechapede, so whenever you are attacking on this battle board, you have to attack up. Okay, so vertically. So they hit right here. Now this arrow says when you've hit, the Mechapede kind of squirms its way over to the left once. And let's move this all over, because we're running out of space here. There we go. Okay, so it moved over one to the left. So now we've made it a little bit easier to target the head here. And we'll see why that's important later. Why it's good to get rid of those heads. Alright, now we're on to Red's turn. So we're going to lock and load. Now we have a choice. We can lock this tile in here and gain a power cube for locking a tile in here. For however many tiles you lock, you still only get 1 cube from the Titan field. 1 power cube. She only has the 1 tile. She might lock it, that way this miss is not in the bag for this round. And she gets a power cube from the Titan field, which I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. Why not? She's going to go ahead and shoot this minion that's in her space. A miss! Oh my goodness. Okay, Red. Oh, wait. Her power suit. She gets to draw again. Let's see. Maybe she gets a hit. She gets 2 misses. Red, what are you doing? You're supposed to be the accurate one. So, Red misses. So that goes into her action space there. Let's shoot again, because this is ridiculous. And let's see what she gets. It's a hit! It would have been nice if she did that the first time, but that's okay. So this minion goes away. Now, what she might do, I kind of want to keep her here. I like placing her on the Mechapede because she gets to shoot a lot, although she's not doing a very good job this game. But I think I'm going to keep her here to help Blue take control of the tiara. Keep the tiara under bay. And we'll see what happens with these other 2 boards as things go on. To see which one needs more help. I'm going to go ahead and engage comms. And comms says that when we engage with it, return all tiles on the tiara to the bag. So all 2 of these go back to the bag. That's another way to get those tiles. Instead of moving the tile one by one into the bag, you could use comms, engage with comms, and you can only engage with a sector if there are no minions in there. So Red had to get rid of that minion before she could engage with comms. And so now all the tiles went back to the bag. And that's the end of her turn, and that's the end of the action phase there. So now we're going to go into the event phase. And I think what we're going to take is we can't stop them. So what happens? An invasion occurs. So this downward arrow means that we are going to flip this board here. These come down. They're coming down closer and closer to the planet. Which is not a good thing, but we did need to get that purple 2, like I mentioned before. So we have a 2 and a 4 that have come out onto the board. Okay? And I believe that, no, we are still missing just one more purple die, which is off to the side here, which I believe is underneath this board. Okay. And we can actually obtain that purple 4, or that purple, wait. Oh, this is supposed to be a 2. We can get that purple 2. If we do, we'll get Infinicorn. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to get that. Anyway, now they would attack. The aliens would attack. But again, purple is on a planetary shield icon, or space. So she is good. She does not take any damage. Another perk of being on here, if she draws a critical fail, she does not take damage. It's still a myth, but she does not take damage while being there. Alright, the Tiara. Minion spawns on 0, which is the teleporter, and 6, which is the comms space. Okay. But they don't attack. They don't have that like little skull icon, so there's no attacking. The Mechapede. The Mechapede attacks. And what they do is they shoot out goo. So they shoot out goo from their heads. There's 3 heads out here. So this one shoots goo. Boom. Squirt. This one, whoops. All the way on the right here shoots goo. Splat. This one shoots goo. But since green is there, they absorb that as damage instead. So they take a point of damage there. Let's place this here. And now this R symbol means that any of the heads that would have were damaged originally, they would respawn. So that damage would be taken off the board and back into the bag. Now I picked this because that means nothing to us. And it's good to kind of get rid of that because we have not shot any of the heads just yet. So they would respawn, but they're already alive. This gets just regularly discarded. I'm going to actually move this up to here. So this gets discarded. So this can be shuffled back into the deck. And then let's see what the next thing is. Another freaking crisis. All agents take 1 damage, or all ship sectors take 1 damage. This is a terrible card. Okay. Now, I personally think that it's a little bit better for agents to take the damage if they can. Because it's very hard when the ship sectors start taking damage, because you start losing special abilities, and it's hard to repair them. And yeah, it's just not a good time. That being said, we would need to heal some of these agents because they're about to lose their last armor patch. But that's the one we're gonna pick. All agents will take 1 damage. Fire intensifies, and then this gets disintegrated. So, damage here, damage here, damage, and damage. Now, what would happen is, if, let's say, Blue, who has no more armor patches to take off, if she takes another point of damage, a disruption happens. And essentially, this is a very sci-fi game. Time rewinds. And that causes a disruption in the timeline. So what would happen is, depending on what our danger level is at, right now we have 2 tokens here, so our danger level is at 2. We would burn 2, or disintegrate 2 power-ups from the top of the deck. And then the danger level would go up by another 1. And that's essentially how you start losing the game. Whenever you can't do something that you're supposed to do in the game, a disruption happens. Alright. Now, let's see what we get here. Okay, a regular event. That's good. And it's a disintegrate one, so it might be an easier one to deal with. Yeah. Okay. So now, we have to see who could go first. Now, red and blue can't go first. They both have... So, blue has 1 in her lock and load space. Or in her load space. Red has 3 things in their load space. They have 2 tiles and an action token there. So it can only be purple or green. And I kind of want to do purple first. I think. Yeah, I think that would be cool. I want to try to get this blue 3 here. That would be nice. Now, here's the thing. When you are on this space, you cannot take a regular shoot action. You have to engage, and it shoots twice. Okay? This thing here shoots twice. But and this is why green is actually really good to be here. Because green can engage twice. So I kind of want to change where they are. I would love to swap them. And I should have done that, but here we are. So I don't want her to just do one thing on her turn. So what I might do is I'm going to move here. Move this 1 onto here. We're going to move back onto the planetary shield. And we're going to engage it. And this lets us shoot twice. And we get to place it in any order we want. So let's see what we get. We've got a hit and another hit. Okay, fabulous. This is what red should be doing, but no. Okay, so just like the Makak, you can only shoot vertically upwards. And so this gets hit, and then this gets hit. And now we're a step closer to unlocking some more pet co-pilots. Alright, now that was purple's turn. We're back to green. We're gonna lock and load, baby. What does green want to do? I almost want green to just come over to this board. That would be great. But instead, let's see if we could shoot this head. So we're going to move for 1. Now, since there's goo here, the only thing you're allowed to do in this space is move the goo off. So we have to take a move action and move goo back off the board. And now we're going to shoot. So there's already a hit tile here, so we get to shoot right towards the head. Come on, green. Get a hit. And you got a critical fail. Okay. And now this is really bad, folks, because green doesn't have any more armor patches. So a disruption happens, like I was talking about. I should have thought about that. So first thing that happens, danger level is at 2. We're going to disintegrate the top 2 power-up cards from the deck. They are now off to the side, out of the game. And now the danger level goes up by another. So now the next time disruption happens, we're going to lose 3 cards from the top of this deck. Remember, this is how we lose. If this deck runs out, we have lost the game, because fashion is power. If we lose our power, we've got nothing. And you know what? We're going to take a risk. We're going to shoot again. There's... How many crits are out? 2 crits are out of the bag. which means there are 3 more crits back in this bag. Because we added a crit from one of the crises that we did. Which might have been a bad move. But, here we go. Let's see. And we shoot. And we get... Oh my gosh. We got another critical fail. What is going on? This is terrible. There are, like, so many hits in the bag. We've built it. We have other things there that could do stuff. But instead, it's the Matthew curse. Where we roll terribly, we draw terribly. It's just how it is. So a disruption happens again. So we are going to lose 3 power-ups because we're at danger level 3. So they're out of the game. And danger level goes up by another 1. We're at danger level 4 now. Oh my gosh. We started at danger level 2. Now, if you want to make the game easier, you could start at danger level 1 or 0. Standard is 2. So we're playing a standard game here. Which I probably should not have, because I'm really bad at this game. I have not won this game. This game is so hard, and it doesn't help that I keep missing and getting critical fails. Literally 3 have been drawn out of, like, the 20 freaking, tiles that there are. But here we are. Okay, so green did terribly. They got shot up, and... It must have just ricocheted off its scaly, wormy skin and gone right back to them, to green. But they persevere. They will continue their march towards victory. So, that was green's turn. We're off to red. Red is in calm, so now we gotta lock and load. Okay. You can't keep your load forever. You have to let your friends help at some point. So this is a mental health game as well. You can't carry the load all by yourself all of the time. So that has to go back into the bag. These are coming up. Do we want to lock this and get another power cube? We might. Let's do it. Maybe red will transform and do some cool stuff. Alright. So red is going to shoot this baddie, this minion. Let's see what we get. So we're drawing 2 because of her core suit. And we drew 2 hits. So we're going to put one of them here. This minion goes away. This other hit goes back into the bag. And then let's move to the teleporter and shoot this minion. Or... instead, I want to actually go to the Mendory. Yeah, we're going to move to the Mendory, and we're going to heal. We're going to engage with the Mendory to heal 2 armor patches. And now red is back up and ready to go. Alright, cool. Now it's blue's turn. She has to decide, does she want to... take this load, and I think she does. Let's keep this crit outside of the bag. So she gets 1 cube for that, and then she gets another cube for her starter ability. So she's almost ready to go for transformation. Now, the only reason why she can't is because she only has 3 actions to take. You have to take the sequence of 4 actions, and then all 4 of these need to be spent in order to transform. So maybe next turn we'll actually get to see Blue transform into her ultimate self. Alright, so we are going to move into Teleporter. We are going to shoot... yeah, we're going to shoot this minion. See what happens. Hopefully not a critical fail again. And we got a hit. Nice. Alright, so this minion is off to the side. They could come back. And I kind of want her to move into the Mendory, and she's actually going to spend one of these to engage with the Mendory and heal. So now she is all healthy again with her armor patches. She's no longer naked. And that is the end of the action phase. All 4 of them went. We had to choose one of these events. And I think we're going to choose We're Under Fire. So, invasion. There is an arrow to the right, so we're going to move this one over to the right. And honestly, even if this showed an arrow to the left, because this was already off-centered, it would just recenter itself. That's how that works. It can't just keep going off and off and off like the worm can. Aliens would shoot, but we're in a planetary shield, so we're good. Tiara goes on to the 1 and the 7. And the Mechapede shoots again. So we cannot get this head, which... Oh, this is really bad. We're gonna get another disruption. Okay, first, this goo comes splat down. Another goo comes splat down. And now, green soaks up the goo, gets shot by the goo, takes the damage. But again, green has nothing. They are naked. And another disruption happens. This is terrible. Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about that. And we didn't have a choice. Both of the cards had Mechapede shooting. What I should have done was, instead of taking that shot as a risk, I could have just moved over. But here we are. So, another disruption takes place. This is going to be a fast game, folks. So 4 danger level, which means we are going to burn 4, or disintegrate 4 of these power-up cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are out of the game. And this is just so you can see how little the deck is right now. I mean, we still have a good amount. It's okay. It's just not looking so hot right now. The danger level does go up, so now we're at danger level 5, I believe. Yes, 5 tokens are here, so danger level is at 5. Ah! Alright, and then let's see what we've got here. A freaking meteor storm! So, we get to add another critical fail to the bag. So that gets disintegrated. And here we go. Let's see what we get. Alright, regular. Oh, this is nice. The Mechapede won't shoot. The Tiara will get swarmed, but no attacking. And an invasion will occur. Oh. We might have to do that one, but... Actually, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Okay. So let's see who could go first. The only person who could go first is purple. Everybody else has a load. So purple is going first once again this round. And... Da-da-da-da. She is going to... Well, first of all, lock and load. Does she stay here? Yeah, I think she does. We're gonna move twice. And then I think we're just going to go ahead and engage. And let's see if we can work our way up to that 2. So, 2 shots from the engage. Let's see what we get. We got a hit and a hit. Nice. Okay, purple's doing great. They know what they're doing. Now, this symbol over here means that once this is hit, purple gets to get a power-up. So finally, we get one of these power-ups. So we could either get the Telemend Epaulets, Disintegrate, heal 2 armor patches on any one agent anywhere. That would be very good to have. Maybe we could save green a little bit here. That would be good. And then this one, the Slipstream Helm, has a starter ability. Take a power cube from the Titan field. That could be really good for this agent. But I think that we're going to have to get the Telemend. So this is a backpack upgrade. So she is going to place that right in her backpack. slot. And you can only have one card per slot. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm just going to move these up a little bit for cards. Okay. Alright. She's got the Telemann. Now, does she use it immediately is the question. I think she does, because green is about to go. And yeah, green needs help. So we're going to disintegrate this. Oh, and when you take a power-up, you discard everything else that you did not choose. So we're just going to place that over here. And then this gets refilled. Okay. So you can't be too greedy with your fashion. Because if you keep taking fashion, that also gets rid of power-ups from this deck. Oh, this game is so difficult to win. I don't know if it's really possible. I'm gonna say it's not. But I love it. I love that it's so difficult to win. And that you feel like you have to get better at this game. And really learn the ins and outs of it in order to do well. This game I'm doing really terribly. I'm getting fairly unlucky, I would say. The designer, Seppi, can let me know if I'm wrong. Would you have been able to beat this, Seppi, given all the bad luck that I've had? What are the mistakes I've made? Tell me. Okay. So, it is now green's turn. We're going to lock and load. And you know what? We're just going to keep one of these crits out of the bag. You know what? We're going to keep both of them out of the bag because I can't take it anymore. Oh, and that power-up gave green their armor patches back, which is cool. And they do get a cube for their troubles, which they'll probably use. Now, we're going to shoot again because this is ridiculous. We need that head to be gone, and we need the one to be had. Here we go. Let's see. What do we get? A hit! Nice! There we go. Okay, boom. So now that head won't be shooting any goo from now on until it gets regenerated by a potential card that comes out. Which hopefully does not happen anytime soon. Okay. So we have that. We need that purple 2, which is over there. Let's see. We can get that red 3, possibly. Start working our way on that. Now, something else to keep in mind, and this is something that I'm thinking about. Now, since we're shooting up vertically, which you have to do, that's fine, but notice all these tiles are staying out in the field. How do we get them back? What you have to do is fill out a whole row. And once you fill out a whole row, the tile flips over, and all of the tiles, all the hits and everything go back into the bag. And the same thing for the invasion. So that is something else that I have to consider. So more and more hits are out of the bag, which makes it more and more difficult to actually be able to hit things. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move here, and I'm going to use my cube to engage. And we're going to go over here, because I think that green is just going to do better here than over there. I kind of want red to get in on the worm there, on the Mechapede, and maybe have purple go back to the tiara. I think that's what makes the most sense. And actually, instead of teleporting to here, I'm going to have green teleport to here. And this will give, then, purple 2 engage actions if they continue to share space there. Anyway, that was green. Red. What do we want for red? Lock and load. So we have to get rid of this. They can't keep this forever. They have 2 cubes. They are sharing a space with blue, so they're going to take a starter action where they gain a cube from the Titan field. But there's no more cubes in the Titan field, so that's actually really bad. And I wanted to show Blue, getting there. Not great. Okay, well, Red misses out on that. So components in this game are limited, so you have to be conscientious of that. Oh, okay. Red misses out on that. That's okay. I think what she's going to do is move into engineering. We're gonna shoot and hopefully succeed. We're using her core suit. Ooh, okay, so she got both of the cool stuff. We're not going to use this one because this would have given a power cube from the Titan field. There are no more power cubes in the Titan field, so we're going to place that back. We're going to get a power-up, okay? But this is also considered a hit. So this goes here. Minion comes off the board. And let's get a power-up. So we have starter. Teleported agents heal 1 armor patch. Well, that's pretty good. So, oh my gosh. I totally forgot. When you teleport, anytime you teleport, you get fast fashion. I always forget this rule. I wish that there was an icon next to all the teleporter icons with the fast fashion icon. So that way I could remember that. I always forget that rule. So we'll do that in a hot second. We're going to rectify that in a hot second. But starters, teleported agents heal 1 armor patch. That's pretty good. This one says shoot, draw X additional tiles, then return X tiles. X equals danger level -2. Well, our danger level is pretty freaking high. And this might be good on blue, on red. Oh. We're gonna do it. We're gonna take this one. Okay. So this gets to started. Oops. I put it in the disintegrate pile there off the screen. But it gets started specifically. Alright. I love repair swarms. They're great because they let you repair each round without being in engineering to repair the certain sectors on the tiara. Everything is up right now, but that doesn't mean it's going to be up forever. Okay. So let me first finish out Red's turn, and then I'm going to rectify the fast fashion. Because they give you powerful abilities as well, which might have been helping me this whole time. But here we are. So we're going to move into the teleporter. And then we're going to engage... You know what? Before we move into the teleporter... Whoops. We're going to move this back into the bag. We're going to move into the teleporter. We're going to use a power cube to engage the teleporter and get on over to the worm, to the Mechapede. Alright. And she teleported, so she will get a fast fashion, but let me try to do this in order. The first person to have teleported was Purple. So Purple would have gotten leftmost Lancer. Disintegrate. Your next shoot is taken as though you are 2 valid spaces away. So that'll be pretty good for later. So that wouldn't have quite helped her, maybe, this turn, while she was here. But here we are. Who knows? I believe Green teleported next. So Green teleported. Disintegrate. So all these fast fashions have a disintegrate ability because they're all one-time uses. Return 1 tile from a hitbox or an agent's load. So this is pretty good. 4D glasses. So this is going to go on to Green. Green teleported again, so they get another fast fashion. The Scallywagger. Disintegrate. Prevent 1 damage. That would have been very helpful. Now here's the thing. They can only have 1 headpiece. Both of these are headpieces. I think we're going to take the Scallywagger because green has been, well, no, we're gonna keep the 4D glasses. So this is just gonna get discarded. So we'll place this here as a discard for fast fashion. And normally you would get a power cube from the Titan field for that, but there are none. So here we are. And then next, red just teleported. She gets fast fashion, and it is the Avian Warbler. It's another fist icon. So disintegrate. Your next shoot, the tiles you draw is also a hit. So no matter what you draw, it would be a hit. I'm not gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this. Again, would have taken from the Titan field, but there's nothing there. Alright. So that was red. Sorry about the fast fashion mix-up. I always forget that. I really think that that should have been an icon next to the teleporters. That's I think, probably my biggest complaint of the game. And if that's my biggest complaint, this game is pretty freaking good. And obviously, I love it. If you've seen any of my other videos on Conquest Princess, you know I adore this game. For the theme, the social importance of this game, and the gameplay itself is just really fun. But gosh, it's hard. So, okay. That was right turn. We're up to blue. So blue is going to lock and load. This would come off the board, back into the Titan field. This goes there. Boom. And now the starter, she gets her thing. So her transform sequence, if we look, it says she has to move twice, shoot, and then engage. Let's see if she could do that. So move twice. So I think she could move to the teleporter. So that was twice. We're going to shoot this guy. Now, in order to engage, remember, in order to engage the sector, there can be no minion. She has to hit this. If she hits this, she can transform. If she doesn't, we're screwed. So, well, we're not screwed, but she can't transform. And I really want to show you the transform. So let's see. Does she hit? Come on, blue. I believe in you. It's a hit! Okay. So not only did we hit this minion, this sucker, we get to engage the wardrobe, and the wardrobe says we could reshuffle the discarded power-ups into the deck or launch a power-up tile. Ooh, do we gain more life, essentially, or do we build the bag completely up with some of these things? I think we're going to reshuffle. I want more life. I don't know. I don't know if that was the right call. What would you have done? Tell me. Tell me in the comments. Alright. And now she gets to transform. So she's going to spend all 4 of these. Because she performed the power sequence. She has 4 of these power cubes. She's going to get a better version of her core suit. So now it's Slipstream Scale Starter. Give any agent a power cube from the Titan field, or return any hit tile from a hitbox to the bag, which is great. She gets to take a turn immediately again. So Slipstream Shift, immediately take another turn. And then this is going to go off to the side here. So she's going to get to take another turn. Now, my favorite part, transforming into this bigger, better, cooler version of blue. Let's see. I'm going to light it up. And you can't see that. It's too bright in here. So I'm going to turn it off because I don't want to waste the battery. But normally, if you're not in such a lit up space, you could see it really light up, and it looks blue because everything here is blue. Seeing them all together light up, it forms sort of like a rainbow thing, which is very, very cool. But anyway, we've got the bigger, badder version of blue, which I love. This game is all about transformation. And I love that she's the one who transforms because she is the one who is transgender. So that is also just very cool. So anyway, she gets to take another turn immediately. So So, what shall she do? I want her to stay on the tiara. She's been doing a good job holding down the fort. I think, so let's load this. I think she's going to move into the teleporter. Move this finally onto the board. Oh, I forgot. There's a green here. We would get to see this other one. Hot dog. So this could go to either purple or green. Your misses are now hits. Oh, hot dog is good, man. Okay. We need some of these pets. We need to get them. They're very good. Okay. So she moved to the teleport. We're gonna move to comms. We're gonna engage with comms to move all of these hits back into the bag. That's what I think we're doing. Alright. That was an epic turn for blue. So now we go on over to here. And what do we want to have happen? Dun, 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 dun. I think we're gonna take We're Surrounded. Why not? We're surrounded! So the invasion happens. So this is gonna come on down. So this flips. This moves down. This comes here. And we have our last die that we're looking for. So as you can see, it gets very difficult to get all of these dice. I mean, oh my gosh. Okay. So we have that. So invasion happens. The tiara gets 2, 3, and 6 minions. So 2, 3, 6. Oh boy. The Mechapede does nothing, which I love. This gets disintegrated. And we get a new card. Okay. Oh boy. Things are not looking hot. Who's going first? So, purple can't go first. They have something on their load, which is an action cube. Green's got 4 things going on over here. It can only be red or blue. They don't have anything in their space. So, I kind of want to have red go first. Because maybe she could get that... What do we need? So the 2... We need that red 3. Can she get it? I don't know. Let's lock and load. This goes back to the Titan Field. Titan Field is now filling on back up with power cubes, which is great. So let's... Yeah, we're gonna move. Or do I just focus on getting the goo? No, let's shoot. Let's try to get that 3. Alright, because of her core suit, she's drawn 2. 1 and 2. Okay, so we get to ignore the Smith. Finally, her ability comes in handy. This shifts to the left 1. It squirms on over. And now we're going to move back to here. And we're going to shoot again. Let's see if we can get that 3. Now we can only draw 1 cube. Let's see what we get. And it is a miss! Dang it! Okay, that's okay. Set up for next round. Here we go. Blue's turn. So we're going to lock and load. Blue is going to shoot at this minion that's in the comms. I think. A miss. No. Part of me kind of wants to just teleport blue into the Mechapede and say, forget it to the tiara. It's pretty healthy, the tiara. And we just need these dice here. But let's see. Okay, I might do that. I think I'm going to do that. But first, we're going to shoot this minion again. Let's see. It's another miss. That's great. Exactly what we wanted. We're going to move into the teleporter. We're going to engage with the teleporter. And we're going to move with red. Oh, I forgot to give her an action cube. You know what? Before she engages, let's give her another shoot. So she shoots again. Come on, baby. Yes! Yes! Critical fail! Woo! Dang it. Okay, now she's gonna move. Well, at least she took all that crap out of the bag. That's how we're gonna look at that. Oh, terrible. Alright. Off to purple. Purple is going to... She gets 2 engages because green is in her space. So she gets to use that engage. Let's engage. Let's see if we could get that purple 2. Can we finally get our first pet saved? And it is a hit! Nice! There we go. And actually another shot comes off, and it is another hit. Okay. Very good. So this 2 comes here, and we have saved the Infinicorn! So it could go to either red or green. And I think... Ooh, I don't know. It's an exotic pet, apparently. It says so on the tail there. I don't know if you could see that. But again, starter, use any visible pet's ability or agent suit function this round instead of your own. I'm gonna give it to green. Instead of red. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. And now, so that didn't end her turn. So what we might do is move. Let me just see something. Okay, we're gonna move. We're gonna shoot and hopefully get this 4. So now this is a regular shoot. She's not in the planetary shield. And what did she get? She gets, ooh, the power-up. Okay, so this goes here. The 4 comes out here. We get to reveal this pet. Bad Batch. Take a helmet from the power deck, add it to Bad Batch. You may use 2 starters each round. And I don't know who this is supposed to be. Maybe this was also one of the designers. I'm not sure. But I think it's funny. So, and that can only go to green. Alright. Green already has a pet. So that means that Bad Batch will get to go to any of the other ones, but nobody's happy about it. And the rules literally say that. So now purple gets a power-up. Let's see. Repair swarms, which might be good since we are ignoring the tiara from now on. Or the 4D Blender Beanie. Starter, return a hit cube from tile from a hitbox or an agent's load. No, I think we're going to do the repair swarms. So this goes to engineering. Normally it would go here, but I'm just going to place it right here on the tiara. Because I'm running out of room. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to move on back to safety. Okay. Okay. Cool. Here we go. Almost there. So, that was purple turn. We're at green. Green is going to put these 2 crits back in the bag, unfortunately. And this goes back to the Titan field. Alright, green. I think that green is going to engage to teleport directly to here. And we're going to engage again. I'm trying to think if I want to use any of their special abilities. I don't think so, necessarily. I guess we could... Oh, it's a starter. So I could have used this. I could have used blue starter. So instead, let's do that. So we're going to gain a cube from the Titan field. Actually, we're going to give it to... Do we give it to purple so that way she can get rid of this? And transform? I might do that. I might just keep giving cubes to purple, using this ability. And using blue's ability. Okay. Let's do that. So... Now we're going to engage. And we shoot twice from our planetary shield. From the Bag of Destiny. Let's see, what do we pull? A hit. And a critical fail. Yay! Okay. So, this hit goes here. Crit goes here. We lose... Oh, actually, because we're in a planetary shield, we don't take hits from critical fails. It's still considered a miss, though. They took 2 engages, so that ends their turn. I was really hoping I could get that 4. But it's not happening this turn, unfortunately. That would have been great. That was really necessary, but here we are. Now we have just 1 box left on this strip in order to flip it over and get all of these back into the bag, which I'm going to really try to do next turn. Okay, so now it's event time, and I think that we are going to take cover. So invasion happens. We're going to move this over 1 space. Let's move all of this over a little bit like that. There we go. Aliens attack, but we're both in planetary shields, so we're good. The tiara. So 7 takes a minion, and then all minions attack. So wardrobe gets damaged. So we flip this over. Crisis. Oh, so first of all, this was supposed to be discarded. Where are we discarding? Up here. And this was supposed to have these 2. The wardrobe is damaged. Crisis, discard the power lines. These now get discarded. Status, there is no power line. You may not power up. So that kind of blows. Engineering gets damaged. Repair any ship sector except comms. Mendory gets damaged. Heal 1 armor patch on one agent in the Mendory instead of the 2. And then comms gets damaged. So the telemetry can only have 1 card instead of 2 now. So now we don't really get a choice anymore, which is poop. Okay. And that's why the ship taking damage, or the tiara taking damage, is really bad. But anyway, 8 comes out as well. So that's not great. The wardrobe is being targeted. And then the Mechapede attacks. So this does not produce goo because the head is destroyed. But these other 2 put goo out. Now we don't have any more goo cubes to come out. If more goo cubes are supposed to come out, but we don't have any more left, that's a disruption. So we would burn cards off the power up equal to our danger level. So not great. This gets discarded. We're gonna try our best to... Oh, I forgot, repair swarm. So at the end of events, which we just did, the lead agent chooses a ship sector to repair once. I want to repair the wardrobe. The reason being, there's 2 of them here. If they both attack, a disruption would happen. So that's not great. So now this comes back into play. We get some power-ups, which is great. And here we go. So that's the repair swarms. Now we have to see who's first player. The only one who can be first player is purple. Everyone's got some load. Everyone's got stuff on their mind. Except for purple. Purple's doing great. Alright. I think what I want to do is move twice. Or, you know what? We're just gonna move once. We're gonna go here. And we're gonna shoot. Let's see if we can get that 4. And a critical fail. Okay. We're gonna shoot again. Now remember, she's not in a planetary shield. She does take damage. No! That's terrible. Okay. Alright, that's alright. That's what we wanted to happen. It's all part of the plan. We're gonna shoot again! We're taking a risk. I don't care. This is freaking Conquest Princess. We got a hit, baby! It's all about the taking of the risks. No risk, no reward. Alright. We just need that 3, and then we get this special ability. Which is specifically teleporting. One agent gets to teleport, if able. So, she shot, and then let's move her again. Let's move her to, here. Yeah. That way she could start working on that 3 section. That'd be cool. And then, you know what? I'm gonna let her... Yeah, we're just gonna do this, because we need to move quickly now, I think. No more transformations. We are going to engage. So we're gonna shoot twice. And let's see what we get. A miss and a crit. Well, what's nice is the crit does not hit her because she is in a planetary shield. And now these are out of the bag. Now these will stack on top of each other into here. Okay? That's how that works. Alright, fine. It's Green's turn. Green will... Yeah, they'll lock that in, take a power cube for that, for their troubles. Their starter ability, I want them to give a power cube to themselves. We're using blue. Because maybe green will get to transform. That would be cool. We're gonna engage. Let's see if we could get this 4 this turn. No, first, 40 glasses. We're gonna disintegrate this. We're gonna return 1 tile from a hitbox or an agent's load. So this gets disintegrated out of the game. And, I want to take this. Because this doesn't do anything for us, really. So I'm gonna place that back in the bag. Let's see. Alright, Green. Come on. Get 2 hits. I dare you. I absolutely dare you. A hit! 2 hits! Nice! I dared them, and they took on the dare! Alright, we're gonna engage again. Why not? Let's see. Come on, we just need 1 hit. 1 hit wonder. Let's do it. And... Yes! Yes! We got a hit! And I forgot to do something. So first, this row is all completed. So I should have put this back in the bag before they took their next shot. But anyway, this flips over. Now it's just empty space, which is great. It will flip again when an invasion occurs, but for now, we're looking pretty. And we got that 4 out. And all those tiles went back in the bag, which is fantastic. And now they get a power-up. So let's see, what do they want? So choose an agent. They may immediately engage if able. Oh. This could be really good because this is an engage ability. Interesting. Starter. Place your agent in another agent's space. That could be really good too. I'm gonna take the smart ring. Why not? It's smart, right? It's a backpack ability. This gets discarded. And 2 more of these come on out. Alright. Here we go. Red turn. Red, red, red. Okay. The Makak is gonna shoot. We need to get this goo out. So... But I want that 3. Red is good at shooting. I might use blue to go ahead and just move and stuff. We're gonna... Let's see. I'm not gonna lock this in. I want them to have all their actions here. I don't want to take a power cube from the Titan field. Because I'd rather give it to green, so that maybe they could transform. So, red is going to shoot and use their special ability, but they also have the sniper sleeve. So draw X additional tiles, then return X tiles. The danger level is -2. So the danger level right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -2. So they would draw an additional 3 tiles. And they would return 3 of those tiles. Technically, they would return 4. So every time they shoot, essentially, this is what's going to happen. Now, red is OP. So they're going to draw 3 plus 1 for their special ability. They draw 4 tiles. They've got to hit with one of these, right? There it is. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to just take a regular hit. Oops. And the worm squirms over. Oh no! I wasn't thinking properly. We're going to have to hit again, and then again. Oh, man. Okay. Shoot. We're using our sniper sleeve, so we're going to draw... What is it? Draw X additional tiles, so they're going to draw 4 tiles. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, they drew a bunch of hits and a heal. Does it get to heal anyone? Let me check the rules real quick. Okay, so this tile specifically, you get to heal either yourself or an agent in your space, equal to the Mendery value, which right now is 1. And I think I'm going to take this one, place it out here, and heal blue. That might not be a good thing. We might have wanted to give that chance to purple, but purple can always keep herself safe in the invasion space. So that might be the way to go. Anyway, so red is going to continue. So this would move now, squirming on over. And now red really wants to get that 3. Let's see if we can get it. So let's shoot. And we're drawing 4 again. I love this sniper sleeve. This is perfect. Come on, baby. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yep, we're going to take a regular old hit. And this goes bye-bye right into here. This squirms over to the right here. And now we get to teleport if we want to. Teleportation. Now, I think... You know what? I'm pretty sure the teleport, this, allows anyone to teleport. If they can. And if that's the case, I might have green teleport to here. So that way, they can start working on the 3 there. Which would be cool. Yes, okay, so I could teleport any agent. So I'm going to teleport green over to here. to hopefully start working on this along with purple. Um, Next round. So, okay. So that was red. And red, you know what? With this, she is going to... She's going to engage. I want to show you the engage action for Makak. So Makak has these symbols down on the bottom on each of these squares. And essentially what that means is when you engage, you get to move one of these strips one space to the left or right. And I think that... What's the next one? 3 we would need. The 4 and the blue. Okay. Yeah, let's move this over one space. That might be helpful. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. So that was red. Now blue has 3 things. This is gonna go back to the Titan field. We're gonna just keep this crit. No, you know what? I want all of my actions. No, we're gonna keep this crit out of the bag for now. These are gonna go back in the bag. This is gonna come up. We're gonna get 1 power cube. And for their starter, they're gonna give green a power cube. And then let's go ahead and move. We need to get these going. And then we're just gonna move again to get this goo cube up there. That would be good. Okay. We need to get this 4, but we need to deal with all these freaking goo cubes. And another one's gonna come there. That's not great, but... Anyway. Now it's time for the event. More heads, more goo. So an invasion happens. We're gonna move this over one space. Oh, that blows. That's not great. Okay. It is what it is. Tiara, 1 and 3 come out. 1 and 3. So 3 is already occupied, so it goes to an adjacent space. The teleporter is adjacent to everything, but we're going to choose the Mendery. And then they all attack. So this is where a lot of disruption is going to happen. We might actually lose right here, which kind of sucks. We're pretty close to getting, Hot Dog and even Bad Batch. This is tough, but... Alright, let's see if we make it out alive. So Wardrobe takes 2 hits, so it is completely damaged. So this goes away. And what really sucks about this is there is no power line. You may not transform or power up. So now green can't even transform. So that's pretty bad. Engineering gets damaged once and damaged again. We can't damage it again. So a disruption happens. So I think we're at 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we lose 5 power-ups. And we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if we have to do another thing here, we've lost the game, which right now we're about to, because the Mendery gets damaged once and twice. We get a disruption. There's nothing left. We have lost the game, folks. And that is how you lose. Conquest Princess Fashion is power. I think we were pretty close. We were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice away from victory. This was one of my better games, actually. Usually I get even more plummeted. I guess I should not have completely ignored the tiara. I just felt like that was our last chance hope. But it seems that you can't ignore anything in this game. You have to manage it all somehow with just 4 characters. But It is what it is. This was a fun game for me. I love it. I'm playing on the player mat, by the way. This is the side for solo play. I had to move things around. It does have spaces for each of the things when playing solo. But I had to move things around to like actually fit on this smaller table and on the camera and everything. And yeah, the pieces are fantastic. The upgraded components are amazing. These would have been like cardboard. So with the tiles, this is like cardboard chits, which is fine. It all looks great, but I love like the plastic tokens and these chunky tiles that you play with. The minions themselves are just like a bigger version, and I like that. I like that they're a little bit bigger on the board and everything. So, yeah, that is Conquest Princess. Fashion is power. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Let me know what you would have done differently in order to possibly win the game. Actually, I did forget again to give Green a fast fashion when they teleported that one time, but I don't think that would have mattered. So, it is what it is. But we did save one of the pets. That's pretty good. And we're just going to have to try again. And that's the standard mission. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like, please hit the like button. If you really liked it, please hit the subscribe button. And I hope to do more solo playthroughs of games. This is my third one. I want to come out with more. But anyway, again, my name is Makak. This is Room 51. I'll catch you all next time.